How does an empire collapse? Imagine being at the pinnacle of success, feared by rivals, revered by fans, and celebrated worldwide, and then, bit by bit, watching it all fall apart. This is the story of Manchester United, England's greatest football club, that destroyed itself from the inside out. For years, Manchester United was untouchable, but today they're no longer the force they once were. How did this happen? How did the mighty fall? By the end of this video, you'll understand not just how Manchester United crumbled, but why, and perhaps what lies ahead. So stay with me, because this isn't just a football story, it's a cautionary tale. United's glorious past. There was a time when Manchester United ruled English football. Under the leadership of Sir Alex Ferguson, United was more than just a club, it was a dynasty. Winning 13 Premier League titles and a historic treble in 1999, Ferguson's United set the gold standard for dominance. It wasn't just the trophies, though, it was the aura. Old Trafford was a fortress. Teams feared coming to the theater of dreams. It was a place where dreams for the opposition turned into nightmares. The likes of Ryan Giggs, David Beckham, Paul Scholes, and Roy Keane didn't just play football, they defined it. Every match was a masterclass in teamwork, discipline, and, most importantly, winning. Ferguson knew how to reinvent the team, ensuring that each generation of players kept United at the top. Whether it was the class of '92 or big signings like Cristiano Ronaldo, United's success felt inevitable. Honestly, if you weren't a United fan back then, it probably got boring watching them win everything. But for United fans, life was sweet. Every season brought hope, every game brought excitement. But like every empire, Manchester United's reign wasn't destined to last forever. Behind the scenes, trouble was brewing, and 2013 would be the year everything started to unravel, the beginning of decline. 2013 marked the end of an era. Sir Alex Ferguson had done it all. 13 Premier League titles, multiple FA Cups, and that famous Champions League night in 1999. He walked away as the greatest manager in football history, but that's where the trouble began. When Ferguson retired, he chose David Moyes to succeed him. Moyes was a solid manager, known for his work at Everton. But replacing Ferguson? That's a task no one could have been fully prepared for. Moyes didn't just inherit a team, he inherited a legacy, expectations, and pressure unlike any other. And unfortunately, he crumbled under it. In Moyes' first and only season, United finished 7th in the Premier League, their worst finish in decades. The aura of invincibility around Old Trafford vanished. Opponents began walking into United's home, no longer intimidated, but excited for an easy win. Transfers became chaotic. There was no strategy, no plan, just panic. Can you imagine going from winning titles to fighting for Europa League spots? Yeah, it was that bad. But the problems didn't stop with Moyes. What followed was a cycle of managers and big signings, none of whom could return United to their former glory. Post-Ferguson managerial instability. After Moyes, Manchester United entered a period of chaos. First came Louis van Gaal, a manager with a reputation for discipline and tactical precision. He brought stability, but failed to ignite the spark United needed. Despite winning an FA Cup, his tenure was marked by rigid tactics and a lack of flair, leaving fans longing for more. And then came Jose Mourinho. The special one was brought in to restore the glory. Mourinho, known for winning, brought silverware Europa League, League Cup, but even he couldn't sustain success at United. His tenure ended in the usual Mourinho fashion drama, public fallouts, and a fractured dressing room. At this point, watching United was like watching your favorite soap opera. Who's getting fired next? Who's clashing with the board? It was must-watch television. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer followed, and for a brief moment, hope returned. A former United player, Solskjaer seemed like the man to restore the club's identity. And while he did give fans moments to celebrate, it wasn't enough. Consistency was a problem. So was a lack of silverware. But the managerial instability wasn't the only problem. United's troubles ran deeper, far deeper, and much of it had to do with mismanagement and overspending. Since Ferguson's departure, Manchester United spent over £1.6 billion on transfers. Yes, billion with a B. and yet they still couldn't reclaim their spot as England's dominant club. The question is, why? Big-name signings like Angel Di Maria, Alexis Sanchez, and Paul Pogba were supposed to be the saviors, but instead they turned into cautionary tales of mismatched tactics and poor decisions. Pogba, a world record signing at the time, never reached the heights United expected. Injuries, inconsistent form, and a lack of identity within the team left fans frustrated. Imagine spending over £1 billion and still not being able to find a winning formula. If that's not the definition of mismanagement, what is? And as United poured money into big names, their identity continued to slip away. It wasn't just about the players, it was about the entire culture of the club, which brings us to the next chapter in United's downfall. Ten Hag's tenure. For a moment, it seemed like Manchester United had finally found the man to lead them out of the darkness. Erik Ten Hag came in with a clear philosophy, and in his first season, he delivered the club's first trophy in years, the Carabao Cup, and secured a respectable third-place finish in the Premier League. Fans started to believe again. Maybe, just maybe, Ten Hag was the answer to United's prayers. His high-pressing style of football and focus on youth development looked like the future. But success at Manchester United is a double-edged sword. With every victory came the weight of expectation, and soon the cracks began to show. Ten Hag's reactive tactics, combined with several poor signings like Antony, began to weigh heavily on the team. Performances became inconsistent, and a series of disjointed displays on the pitch saw United fall back into mediocrity. In 2024, after failing to maintain the momentum, Ten Hag was sacked. Another manager, another hope crushed. At this point, Manchester United managers were coming and going so fast, you'd think Old Trafford was a revolving door. But the problem wasn't just the man in the dugout, it was something far more ingrained. United had bigger cultural and structural issues that needed fixing. Empty seats at home games, something once unimaginable, have now become a reality. United fans are tired of the broken promises, tired of the revolving door of managers, and tired of watching a club that seems to have lost its way. How did it come to this? How did a club with such a rich history and global reach fall so far from grace? Yet besides the overwhelming sense of disappointment, there's a glimmer of hope. Because if there's one thing about Manchester United, it's that they always seem to find a way to rise again. The hope for revival. Despite everything, Manchester United remains one of the most storied clubs in football history. And while their recent past has been filled with disappointment, there's always hope for revival. The club still has immense resources, a global fan base, and a legacy that few can match. Young talents like Alejandro Garnacho and the potential of a new visionary manager could signal the dawn of a new era. And let's not forget, clubs of United's stature rarely stay down for long. History has shown that great teams always find a way to rebuild. United fans have endured years of heartbreak, but they know better than anyone that success can come when it's least expected. Maybe Ruben Amorim will be the one to unify the team. Maybe the next crop of players will bring the fight and spirit that Manchester United was once known for. Maybe, just maybe, the Red Devils will rise again. But will they? Only time will tell. So, what do you think? Can Manchester United rebuild itself and recapture its former glory? Or is this the beginning of a prolonged decline? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more content on the biggest stories in football. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.